In this video, I'm bringing you yet another review. This time I'm reviewing the best extender for Pro. This is one of the most expensive extenders out there, definitely the most advanced one. It has a Bluetooth connectivity, an app that you can use with it, super modern. How does it compare to the best extender 4? Just a regular one, not the Pro one. How does it compare with the Hog Extender 2, which is one of the more popular budget extenders that I highly recommend? Well, in this video, I'm gonna go and do an in-depth review. I paid for this extender myself, the Best Extender Pro. I paid for it full price. It's quite pricey. I bought it in pre-sale months ago, and I've been using it pretty consistently for the past month at least. So I put many hours into this device. And I have some opinions on it in some ways where it's really good, and some things where I think it could probably use some improvements still. So it's going to be a very informative video. So let's get started. First, let's do a bit of a product overview. So this is the Best Extender Pro. You can find it on bestextenders.com. This is made by one of the biggest YouTubers, PE YouTubers, which is called Basim. He's been nothing but nice to me personally, so I really don't have anything negative to say about him. Pretty nice person to me, at least personally. But however, this one, the Best Extender Pro, I bought with my own money. I try to buy things with my own money that I'm interested in using, that I want to use, and I bought this as soon as it was announced because to me, I always wanted a digital scale, and this was before I thought about this, before they started coming out with scales. I said it in the forums in Getting Bigger. Even like I suggested it to some of the other extender makers such as the Apex, and I suggested like, hey, put a scale on a digital scale. However, I think one of the first ones that came out was the ones with the imprint of the tension scale, and I think that's amazing. I don't know if a digital scale is necessarily useful anymore, but I still wanted to get it just to sort of try it, but also because it connects to the app, and that's really interesting to me because that way I can hook it up to the app, track my sessions and all that with the app, and I think that's super useful. Currently, what I used to do is I have like a spreadsheet, and I would log my hours, how much time I was using it, and that got kind of tedious, so I didn't do it all the time. I didn't end up logging things all the time, so it was kind of annoying. So I want something that's sort of more or less automatic. So a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about is more or less how the device interfaces with the app, but I'm going to also focus on the device itself. So in any case, let's do a bit of a product overview. So this is the Best Extender 4. Again, you can find it at bestextenders.com. So $499, which is pretty pricey, comparable to the Restorex, the Pennymaster Pro, the Filosan Forte. I would still highly recommend something like this over those devices. Maybe not so much the Restorex. I think is kind of unique because it has the fulcrum, and it also uses a clamping system. It has some studies on it, but I think this is a great device. So it's comparable to those devices in terms of cost. So it's $499 usually. Right now it's $399. You can save $100. I'm not sure if there's some sort of sale going on. I forget exactly how much I paid for it, but it was in pre-sale. So in any case, it doesn't matter because at this point in time, you can buy it for $399, and that's only for the Pro only. You can also get it with ADS, which I reviewed. You can also get a water air pump, which I've never tried. I'm not really interested in that. I have a Bathmate, which I don't never use, and my own air pump, which is the DP4000, which is amazing, programmable. I really don't need anything else, so I have no interest in anything else. You can get with the cups or without. So I got it without the cups. Let's see if that changes. Oh, that actually changes the price. So FYI, if you get it without the cups, it's only $349, but that does seem to change the price. Notice that. And then you can get the labels, whether it's pounds only or kilograms and pounds. The one that I got it's pounds only. There's America, so I don't need the kilograms, but I'll talk about that actually because that kind of matters for the interface in a little bit. If you want it without the cups, and that's $349. That's basically it. Like I mentioned, it has with this built-in display, but I'll get more into it when I actually do the in-depth review. So that's pretty much it. So that's it for the product overview. So let's go on to the actual review. All right, so here we go. So this is what the device looks. I actually did an unboxing, so check out this video for the unboxing if you're interested for how the packaging looks like, what accessories comes with it, and all that good stuff. I'm just going to review the things that I use. I don't use the strap, but actually I'm starting to use this little adapter, which I didn't use for any of the other extenders, Basim's extenders before. Let's just get into it. Now, first a little bit of the dimensions. So from base to the top, it is a little bit under 14 inches there. And then from the horizontal, from rod to rod, it's about a little bit over 3 inches width there. So it's a pretty hefty extender. and I'll compare it to the other extenders in a second. I think, remember, these are not meant to be go under your pants. I get a lot of weird questions like, can you use this under your pants? No, you cannot. Like, this is not meant for you to be walking around. If you want to use that, you could potentially look at the Total Man extender, which kind of has that design. or I would just rather use an ADS, an all-day stretcher, which uses a band to attach to your leg. It's much better, much more comfortable to be using. This is not meant to be using with your pants on. You just like basically sit down, set up, and you can use it like that, but it's not meant for you to be doing things inside the house or anything like that. So you should be stationary when you're using this. In any case, it's pretty bulky. It has the base, basically. I'll just sort of kind of just give my thoughts as I go, essentially. So it has the base. The base is super comfy. Now, I know that they sell, Basemix sells like the little pad for it. It doesn't seem to be included if you buy it. I don't need it. I think it's extremely comfortable by itself. Granted, I don't go to super high tensions these days. I'm only using to like 8 pounds max, and really I should start going a little higher to like 10 pounds. But these days, and I'll talk about that in a second, actually, that's actually a big deal with this extender. Notice how like the base is also kind of narrow here. There's this little opening here. I don't know if you can see that, right? This little opening here, it's kind of narrow. So the problem is that when you're using it, and unless you're like super flaccid, or my penis is like, especially at the base, is like slightly over 6 inches in girth at the base, it doesn't fit here. Even when flaccid or it has a little bit of a chubs, it just doesn't fit here. So what I end up doing is I have to sort of loop it from here into it, which is fine. I actually like that. That's not a big deal. But if that were the case, then just close this off. I think I would love it if this was like closed off, kind of like that old school Toraman 2 extender, but not a big deal. I kind of like it like this. I think this sort of fits most people, but like just kind of FYI, if you're a little bit on the girthier side, you might wanna just you can fit it, you can loop it in. As far as like the what is this called, diameter for this bottom part, it is, let's see if we can see that. It's about 2 inches. Keep that in mind, and you can do the math there to figure out whether if you're too girthy for it. And just like mine fits fine, and again, I'm like 6 inches in base girth. So as long as you have to feed it in from the bottom, that works perfectly fine. And I'll compare it with other extenders in a second. I really like the lines. I really like the knobs here. Super ergonomic, and it has the pounds on both sides, which is great. This works really great. But honestly, like with the fact that you have this little display, I don't even need this anymore. And I tested it, by the way. I'm not gonna test it right now. I tested it to make sure that the pounds that were shown on the screen are actually accurate. They are accurate. Just kind of FYI, I did that off camera. I don't feel like busting out the scale right now I'm showing you, but rest assured that it was accurate. And also they're pretty accurate with the lines. So the lines are accurate and the display is accurate. So the way that it works is, before I get into that, there's also no bundle knob. So notice this little thing is stationary. A bundle knob is basically allows you to sort of rotate the hook, right? And you cannot rotate the hook here. The hook is just like the Best Extender 4, which is not too deep, not too shallow, which is great. Like I didn't have any problems. If you remember back in the Best Extender 3 days, it was way too deep and it was kind of difficult to take the cup off. Not the case. This is like the perfect depth. It's great. So everything works out pretty good. And then basically one of the problems that I've had is that, see how like this part, and let me bring out the old one. So this is my old Best Extender 4, which I think I bought, if I recall correctly. I don't think Basim gave me this for free, but in any case, check out that Best Extender 4 review. This is a very early, maybe he did send it, I don't remember. This is like an old version that I have, but one of the first builds of the Best Extender 4. And notice how like they're essentially like the same. This little bracket is a little bit more, like this one's a little longer. This one's slightly longer. This one has the bundle knob. So this is how it compares with the Best Extender 4 non-pro edition, just the regular one. So, but notice the main thing is that the Pro has this little area here where like the display is and like probably all the circuitry is inside, which sort of takes up this space here, right? And that's why you can't pull a bundle knob. But the main problem is that if you're on the lengthier side, you essentially start running out of room here. And this is basically where I use it here, basically out of room. So I start maxing out around 6 to maybe 8 pounds of tension. Granted, I am 8 inches bone pressed. Then I tend to mostly use the LG hanger cups, which are a little bit longer, as you can see. So that's how it will look here. But if you use something like the Toraman, so there is really not like a huge difference, right? like if you look at it, but you can tell that there's the LG hanger ones are definitely like a little bit longer, so that causes issues. If I use the Totalman ones, I get a little bit more room, but just kind of keep an FYI that if you're longer, you're probably gonna running out of space here. That's one of the problems with this new section. However, I understand that the vast majority of guys are not that long, so it's not a problem for the vast majority of people. So I understand why they wouldn't make this longer by default. And Basim sent me a message saying that you can actually replace these rods here. You can buy them on Amazon, or you can buy them off of Best Extender. It would be great if you could sort of buy them like pre-made for longer, like, and gives you some sort of like, hey, if you're X amount of inches and blah blah blah. But it's not a huge deal. I'm only kind of scared of like changing the rods, because like I did that with my Apex and it basically came apart when I converted it to a Hogpex, and I don't want that to happen with my Pro, especially. It's so expensive, so I'm a little scared to change it. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. For now it works, and like I'm just sort of just speaking here all the things that I've noticed. Again, with the bundle knob, it's kind of annoying, kind of sucks, because I really like the bundle knob here, because I could really like do like micro adjustments, right? Let's say I didn't put the cup perfectly center, and I just need to kind of do a micro adjustment to make it a little bit more center. This was great. I'm not trying to do like a whole 180, although these days I am doing like a 180 on both sides, so that's fine with this one because it doesn't have the bundle knob. So that's one thing that I miss, is the bundle knob. However, there is actually a workaround. So you can, it comes with this, if you look at the unboxing, it comes with this little adapter here. So you can use the adapter, and then you can use the Epic cups, right, that you can buy. And then you can actually use those. I'm still like kind of trying these out, but essentially you put this on and you can sort of rotate this. Then you can sort of put this on, so you can rotate that and rotate that. It takes about the same space as like still a slightly more ergonomic. So I think this is a good workaround. I like this. Like, I actually, spoiler alert for the Epic extender review, I actually like this. Like using this little adapter and the hook better than what the Epic has with this, because like with this I gotta use force to snap it in there, and I don't like using that much force around my dick essentially. But I'll do a whole review on the Epic extender, and again, that's brand new, so maybe I just haven't broken it in, or I'm not used to it. But I like this adapter and it's great. Now I can do bundle extending with my Best Extender Pro. That's great. All right, so now let's go on to like this little display. Essentially, the way that you want to use it is you're gonna turn it on. Well, on the back, basically you have this little panel here. This is where you connect it. So this is kind of like, I use my laptop charger, like my Apple laptop charger. That works fine. I think I tried using like some of the other chargers, like some of their cheaper ones, and those didn't work. So just kind of FYI, if it's not charging, you might need like a different type of charger. But when I use my laptop one, it works fine. When I use some of the other ones, it wasn't charging. So just FYI. So, but this, the chargers, I like it that it's in the back. It doesn't get in the way. Like I could use it and still charge it at the same time. It looks weird, like I have fucking wires as I'm fucking extending. It's crazy, but if you see my pumping setup, it looks like I'm making meth. So anyway, so make sure you charge it, and then you can turn it on. You turn it on, you hold it, right, and you can see this little display. Let me see, there's like a lot of glare. Let me see if I can turn the lights down just a little bit. I turned that light down just so that you can see the display a little bit better, because we're just focusing on that. You can see the Bluetooth, and I connected it to my phone already. One thing that I don't like, I don't know if you can see, is that it always defaults to kilograms, always. Like, even though if I change it to pounds and then I turn it off by holding it, okay, turn it back on, it defaults to kilograms, which is really annoying. Like if I leave it at pounds, I want it at pounds at the start again. It also has like this time setting button, which honestly I don't use like at all. I guess like if you don't want to connect it to the app, I don't know if there's anything like hidden or secret that I'm missing. Maybe it'd be great if like this controls like the app, like I say start, stop, like that would be great. But I don't use it. I don't really understand what it's for, and I apologize like as a reviewer that I didn't really, I don't care. But essentially, like I try using it a little bit, and basically from what I gathered is that it basically just starts a timer. So you press it, you hold it, and it starts a timer, and then it's going to show you how long you've been extending for. That's basically it. That's great, but like honestly, I don't know, like that's what the app is for, the way that I see it. Anyway, so I put the pounds, and then as you extend, essentially you can see it. It starts showing you the how many pounds you're applying. That's great, and the battery life is really good. I charge it maybe once a week, if that, overnight, and it's good to go for the whole week. And I go on like, I've been using it for like 2 hours every single weekday. The battery life is great. It has this little display that tells you the battery life. Then here's how you use it with the app. Now, I'm not going to show you how to set it up with the app. I'm going to do a different video on reviewing the app itself, which I've been using. But the way that it works is there's like a little thing that says devices. You hit that, and then it says Best Extender Pro connected. This has to be on, and then you hit done, and it says, okay, let's get ready. And then you can say hit start, and it's going to start doing the timer. As you apply tension, you can see the tension here changing on the app, which is really nice. And has the little timer, and once you're done, you can set finish. A couple things here that I think can improve. I actually told Basim about this, but sometimes I want to take a break, right? So I like take it off, and I want the timer to pause. I don't want it to keep going because I'm taking a pause and it's at 0. And the app knows it's at 0, so it really shouldn't count, right? I would love if there's like an option where like it basically pauses automatically, and then once I put it on again, it resumes essentially. So that's kind of annoying. But essentially, once you finish, you hit finish, then it's asking you like to confirm, and then you can see your history and all that. That's really good. But again, I'm going to do a video on the app itself, which is great, because like what's great is that you can actually update this. You can update it. You can do all kinds of things, and that deserves own video. I'm not really going to focus on it, but that's basically it, right? So that's going to be your routine essentially. Is you turn it on, you connect it to the app, and you start. I would like some like sort of quality of life features. For example, it is a little bit annoying that I have to go and sort of connect it every time. It would be great if like it sort of automatically connected, like it notices that it's on. I don't know if that's possible. I am a developer, but it's been years since I developed an iPhone app, and I don't know if that's even possible. But if I turn it on, it should connect automatically, kind of like headphones or something, right? It should automatically connect. And again, like if I hit, like there should be some sort of way where I can like start the timer here and stop it as well. That would be great. What I mentioned about like pausing if when I go to 0, that's great. But again, I'll do like a video on the app itself later. Some things that you may want to sort of keep an eye out, which haven't quite figured out, but let's say that you put it on before turning it off. To turn it, like let's say you put it on, you apply tension, right? You apply tension, and then you turn it on. It's gonna think that's 0 when it's not 0, right? Because you're already applying tension, so it's gonna get confused. Right? Like I let it go, and now it thinks that's 5 pounds when I'm really not applying tension. So that's sort of another problem. I don't know. Again, I'm not a device maker. Hold on, let me fix the light again so you can see. But it's kind of annoying because like I put it on, and then I turn it on. I was like, oh no, I gotta take it off and then turn it off, turn it back on so that it calibrates to the 0. And like, oh no, it's hitting the top, so therefore already like wrongly calibrated because it's already hitting the top. Because as I have it on, I'm already running out of space. I tighten it, but then when I take it off, it's already hitting the top, right? So that's kind of annoying. It's a combination of the way that it calibrates when it's off, a combination that I'm running out of real estate here. So, but again, I just got the Epic cups, and I'm gonna try with this little adapter. So we'll see if that makes my quality of life a little bit easier. I'm not running out of space. Although I really like my LG Hanger one. But spoiler alert, again, let me fix the lights. I do kind of like the shallowness of the Epic cups, because as I mentioned, if it's a little bit shallow, it's gonna apply more tension to the whole shaft, or like more of the shaft. Like, so it's gonna start applying tension like more closer to the glans, to the top. Whereas something like that goes too deep here, right? You're basically missing out on stretching this part of the penis here. So that's great, especially for someone like with Peyronie's and stuff, especially towards the glans. So that's great. So those are some of the things that I think that can be improved. Now, how does this compare to something like a budget extender, and which one should you buy? So here we have the Hawk 2.0, which I highly recommend if you are a beginner. And I have a video on like a whole beginner's video on the Hog, what cups to get, how to get started, what kind of routine and all that. So check that out. I still recommend this as a beginner device, especially if you're not sure if PE is for you. But I think if you want to upgrade and really want to keep yourself motivated, like the app actually does motivate me. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like the fact that I'm keeping track with a timer and that it streams like that, and it can be even more streamlined. And if it's even more streamlined, it's going to make it even easier. and it does motivate me. Like it does actually force me to like extend for like 2 hours every day, and that's really, really good. So I think if you want to sort of have like that extra motivation, you have that extra money, get the Best Extender Pro. It's great. Just kind of caveat about the length. This is honestly like the sort of like the biggest problem, but it's also solvable with the rods, and it's again because of this is taking up the real estate, right? But again, if you're somebody that you don't know if you're sure about PE and you just want to sort of get started and all that stuff, then get the Hog. PE, again, it's not for everyone, but if you want to stay motivated and have something that's going to push you even further, then I highly recommend the Best Extender Pro. It's actually the device that I'm using these days. Again, the only problem is the running out of real estate, which I hope the Epics solve. And I want to see if I move to the Epic Cups over my LG hanger. It's going to be a tough fight. But if that's not the case, I'll let everyone know regardless. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But either way, I'll buy the rods and extend this a little bit further just so that I can keep using this because I really, really, really like it. I really like the way that it connects to the app. As for the pad, again, like the Hog needs it because like this is made out of like some hard plastic, whereas right, like this is way softer. So this, in my opinion, you don't even need the base pad. Now here's another downside for me, which I think it's not going to be the case for 99% of you guys out there, and that's the fact that you can't attach a motor to it. There is a vibration mod for the Best Extender for, I think it's for the Epic Extender only, that you can basically kind of turn it into this. And actually, maybe it's something, honestly, look at this, the way that this is built, this little top bracket, maybe like this could also be, the Best Extender Pro could also be built with like sort of like that kind of bracket so that this doesn't take up space. Like this is ingenious from the Hog, right? Because the motor can go all the way to the top, it doesn't take up space. So maybe this can do the same, just an idea. And notice how it turned off after a while after not using it. Honestly, like I would also like an option for it not to do that, right? Because sometimes I'm taking a break and I don't want it to get disconnected from the app. So what happens is I'm taking a break and I want the app to automatically pause. I don't want this to automatically turn off, honestly. Like that would be amazing if there's like a little settings that I can like turn that off, or like, no, just stay on. Don't worry, like I'll charge you. It's my problem. That's another problem that actually just showed up. I forgot to mention it, but that just happened as I reviewed it. So in any case, so that's another problem, is that I cannot use my vibrator, my vibration mod, which is great. Now, granted, this is if you're highly experimental. I don't necessarily recommend vibrations for everybody. Sort of the jury's still out. I don't think you need it to get your first 1 to 2 inches. I think it's a bit of a shortcut, an added plus. But Baseem is actually coming out with the vibration sort of strap, so you can put the strap on. So essentially you put a strap on and that vibrates, and actually vibrates the penis itself. Whereas what this does is basically creates little micro tugs. So there's sort of two different things. And I would imagine that you actually don't want to do that to the device itself, the vibration, because it's going to mess up with the circuits, which I understand. So these days what I end up doing is I use my vibration one for like if I'm actively trying to break up the Peyronie's plaque. Check out that video where I talk about how I use that. Or just want to do like a little warm-up set to sort of warm up the penis, and that little vibration actually helps really warm, like actually stretch it out, and then I'll throw this on. So that's also another disadvantage. But again, I don't think 99.9% of people need vibrations, to be perfectly honest. At least that's my opinion, unless you're way more advanced like I am, and get your first gains first, get your first inch and a half with a regular one. Just kind of like another downside is that I can't use my vibration with it. But hopefully that's fixed with the vibration strap, which I ordered, and I'm going to try it out and see if it produces sort of the same sort of strain results as the motor here itself. So that's sort of the downside. So I'm still using the Hog 2 with the vibration mod, which is great. Just kind of like another downside. Again, all in all, I still think it's a great device. It's a little expensive, not gonna lie, but honestly, I'd rather spend it on this than other stuff. Like I don't know. If I have extra cash, I'm not going to go to the strip club. I'm not going to do any of that dumb shit. Like, I'm just going to buy me a more advanced extender and shit. So I really, really like it. I highly recommend it. It's the one that I use every day. It keeps me motivated. I think the app is good. There can be some improvements. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of things that can be improved. And the more that you improve these things, the more that it's more streamlined, the more that it's going to keep you motivated, the easier it's going to be to keep your log of things. And the more it's going to keep you like, okay, use used it at least X amount of time, then I can set like an alarm. Hey, you haven't used it, like blah blah blah. Like that would be great. That would be amazing. So overall, it's a great piece of device. Again, I'm using it just about every day. If you have the money, I say go for it, get it. This is coming from somebody that actually spent my own money on it. That's pretty much it. So with that being said, let's move on to our final thoughts. And there you go, another review done. I hope you like this, especially because this one I bought the device myself. I use it myself on my body, and this is for you guys, for the community that I put out these videos. I don't get paid, I don't get commission, I don't get anything. This is unsponsored review. Again, as I mentioned, Basim has been super nice to me, and he chats me up and sends me, he has sent me other devices for free before. Actually, he sent me the Epic extender with the cups themselves, so that I'm going to review separately. Of course, that's going to be, I think technically I think it's sponsored, even though I'm not getting paid or anything like that, but he did send it for free. But for this one, I didn't get paid. I'm not getting any sort of commission. I'm not using any affiliate links or none of that. So all I ask that if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I have reviews for the best extender for just the basic one. Again, hit the like, subscribe button if you want to see the review for the Epic extender and for the cups, for the Epic cups, which are super interesting. I'm trying them out right now, so I have some early thoughts on them. And I also have reviews for the Hog extender, the Hog extender 2, which I think is still a really good budget device for those starting out. And stay tuned because I'm going to work. I have a lot of interesting videos coming up. I'm going to do a video on me cloning my dick, basically. So I'm doing the clone of Willie. I'm trying that out. You're basically going to see the results, so you'll get to see a preview of how my dick looks like, essentially. So that should be good, I guess, if you're kind of a weirdo like that. Hey, no judgment, but I think it should be interesting because you can also sort of see how the Pyronis looks like and some of that. But anyway, kind of, I'll leave it to that video. It should be super interesting. So I have that. Again, I have some more reviews. I'm also reviewing the Python clamp. That should be interesting. I ordered it, I tried it, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. So that should be interesting. I'm also doing a video where you're going to see everything in my PE box. I'm also thinking about branching out. I've been learning a lot about, like, just when I have a lot of videos on a lot of new sexual techniques that I've been learning. A lot of those videos do really well, at least a lot better, like such as my BBC texting one. So I'm thinking of doing one for like how to eat pussy, maybe my own Sterling Cooper, how to have anal sex, how to make your girlfriend squirt, how to make a girl squirt. I also really want to do a review on the actual app. And I also just ordered the Epic Vibration, which you can actually use in combination with the Best Extender Pro. So a lot of fire videos coming up. And if you have any opinions on what I should focus on or what I should review, or whether kind of branching out into more like sexual stuff is a good idea, let me know. If you want to see the Clone of Willie one, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It's gonna be super interesting. I promise you. Again, if you like that video, if you like this video, all I ask is that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.